Hi, it's Anne the Well Chef, and today's video is all about focus. Whether it's so many spiritual teachings, whether it's personal empowerment gurus, I think pretty much most people agree that focus is one of the key elements we really need to master in order to create a life we want. And creating financial freedom, getting the financial results that you want so that you can live the life you truly want and get out there and create financial freedom and really have money supporting you. This thing called focus is one of the key ingredients. And I'm currently in San Diego, where I'm with a group of people that I meet up with 3 times a year, and this is my mastermind group, and we consciously choose to come together from all over the world to focus on our next 90 days, well, our next sort of 120 days in the year and beyond, and get really clear on what it is we want and what it is that we don't want and what we need to be doing with our time, our resources, our energy, our team to get those results. And this is all about focus, and so what better to be in this place and share that with you. So the key thing we've got to really get clear on what is focus. And there's phrases like energy flows where focus goes. Seek and ye shall find. In the Hawaiian huna, it's also energy flows where attention goes. So a very similar kind of phrase. And this is because in life, what we choose to give our attention to results in our reticular activating system, our mind, our creativity, our language, our actions to go towards making that happen. It's how our unconscious works. And so there are some key aspects we've got to understand about what constitutes focus. Focus is the conversations we choose to have. This is where we wake up in the morning. What is the first thing that we direct our mind to? If we're picking up our mobile phone or going onto our computer and looking at emails, we're effectively giving our focus to other people's priorities, because it triggers off your mind, your energy, your body into following those things. So learning what to focus on is really important as well, not just what focus is. So now having worked with thousands of people in my own journey, I know that getting really clear on what it is you want is so important. As humans, we can often list off all the things we don't want in our life, but we've got to get clear on what it is we do want. And this is so important, the same with your financial freedom. And then knowing what it is that you want, you've got to get really specific. We can say, I want to be debt-free, I want to be financially free, I want to have enough money to do the things that I want to do. But we need to unpack that and go, okay, well, what specifically does that mean? And elsewhere we've discussed, getting clear on what is your financial freedom number, knowing what your financial freedom income is. How much money do you need every month to support the lifestyle you want? So what is that lifestyle? Then what is the value of the assets that you need to give you that income so that you can focus on creating that? Because when we leave things all fuzzy, it doesn't give any focus. So think about it. Focus is exactly that. It means clarity. It means being able to zone in and see what it is. It's not like a camera. Imagine if this focus on this camera right now was all over the place. You'd get distracted. You wouldn't know where to look at. So focus goes, now I can direct my resources to that. And so once you know the big picture, it's also important, what really helps focus is now to break it down into smaller chunks. So let's say, okay, my big goal right now is to be free of all consumer debt. And so you're going to go, okay, so what is my next step in that focus? So my next step may be, because Anna's told me that actually on my debt-free journey, I need to make sure that I have an emergency fund in place. That is actually my very first step on my goal to a debt-free life. So now I know that that is my next priority. And this is really key in focus, is really being able to chunk down something that is tangible, that we can go, that's clear. Because now it gives your unconscious and yourself something to focus on, something to be specific about. Whereas when it's wafty, who knows, we'll get distracted by other stuff. And now you can start putting a plan together. Now you can get really clear that that is your next focus aspect, nothing else. Those other things will come once you've achieved that. So how do we help us with our focus? Well, there are so many little things. It's literally, what is the bit of information you give to yourself first thing in the morning? When you get up, what do you look at? And this is why things like mantras are really important. I'm excited and grateful that I'm creating my debt-free life, because this tunes towards what we want. But also having visual reminders, having posters around, having things like vision boards are all part about managing focus, which is really important. But there are also tools that you can do, like a tracker. So when you know that, let's say, creating an emergency fund is your next key thing that you're focusing on, this specific goal called your debt-free life, knowing that that's your step towards your financially free life, you might create a focus tracker, which makes it fun, gives you energized, something to sort of see where you are, see where you're going, and focus on that. So there are so many tools that you can do, but the priority thing is you've got to focus on what you want. So often in life we spend so much time focusing on what we don't want, bitching, complaining, or running stories about the things that have happened to us in the past, or getting fearful and anxious about the things we think might happen to us. And I see this so often in the money world. It's really easy to get caught into the fear of ending up destitute, or not being able to do what we want, or not being able to stop work one day, or maybe not having those choices. And unfortunately, that is focusing. And energy flows where focus goes. Know that you will find what you seek, and seeking is that focus. So if we are running movies about fear and not being able to do what we want, or beating ourselves up about why can't we get this right, or doing it, that is exactly what we're going to get more of, because all we're doing is telling our body, our conscious, and our focus that that's where it needs to go, and it expands. It's like sunshine and water put onto something. It makes that seed grow. So really get pretty ruthless about your focus, but use tools that make it inevitable. Put things literally in your sphere of vision. Visual reminders, auditory reminders, little reminders on your phone that can pop up. Use memes that tell you what it is that you want and keep reminding you for this. And just the last point on focus. Focus is yes, knowing what you're going to say yes to, where you're going to direct your energy to in order to create this. But having a real clear focus on knowing what it is you want and choosing to focus on it is also as much about what to say no to. And this really helps you. Learning how to say no is vital, because we can call this bright shiny object syndrome. There are literally millions and millions of opportunities that are going to come your way. Things that will energize you, excite you, maybe distract you, be it in your business, be it your financial goal, be it in your relationship, be it in time. There's so many things that can distract us. Having a clear focus also gives us a really empowered mechanism to say no to all of those things that are going to take you off track. So I would love in this video below for you to go, share with me, and below this video in those comments, share what is the thing that you need to be focusing on next, specifically in terms of your financial freedom journey. Maybe that goal is creating that emergency fund. Maybe it's getting your debt blitzing list in place if it's around consumer debt, if it's around you starting to build assets in your life. Is it about opening your online broker and starting to invest in index trackers? Is it about getting clear on what different tax effective pots are available to you? If you've got that in place, and maybe your next focus is maximizing and saying my commitment is to max out my tax-free allowance in that tax-efficient wrapper. Maybe if you're in the UK, it's an ISA. If you're in Canada, it's a tax-free savings account. Maybe it's your Roth in the US, or your tax-free savings account in South Africa. Knowing that that's your next thing, and you go, that is going to be my focus on this financial journey, knowing that by those actions consistently applied, you're going to get to that big financial freedom goal. If you don't know what your financial freedom number is, then go and find that article too and get clear on that. But I'd love to know in the comments, what is your next goal that you're going to commit to focus on? And my amazing graphics designer has also created this great focus tracking tool. So download that as well. It's a great graphic which lets you go, okay, this is my next focus. This is the thing that I'm focusing on, my next financial goal. Maybe it's a savings goal to save up the deposit for a vehicle or for education. And you get clear that that is your priority next step. And you can draw it out on this, write it out on this tracking tool, and it put it somewhere really visible. Maybe it's on a mirror when you get up in the morning and you're putting your face, or if you're a bloke, maybe you're doing your teeth. You can look at it, and this is your reminder that that's your priority, this is your goal. And it also lets you tick off or mark off your progress on this goal, so you're also getting that sense of achievement. And it's one of the first things that triggers your reticular activating system every day, reminding you what is important to you, so you can take control of your life and not let you be swayed by media and advertising and everything else. So download that too, and keep remembering your financial freedom journey is just a journey of one step at a time. But knowing what step to take, what to focus on is key, and then using all of the tools around you to support you on that journey. So keep going, keep taking those steps, and just thanks for being on this journey, and what a privilege it is to be able to support you along that way. And as ever, if you're watching this video anywhere other than over at thewealthchef.com, pop on over there, because that's where all the juicy stuff is happening. Subscribe on the YouTube channel, and keep letting money be an active part of your life. Create that great relationship with it, and get out there and live your rich, juicy life. Bye for now.